Thanks, Leona. Yep, last two going forward together. Stolen Encounter and also Prince Abu are the last in for this staying race to close proceedings, 2 miles. 12 runners are all loaded away, all clear is given, and jump away to a reasonable line with the exception of Prince Abu, who was a little slow, and Kitten's Dream was the other one that wasn't that fast into stride, but we have a long way to go. Stolen Encounter, and also moving forward, Zephlyn in the early strides. Young Endless drops in behind those with Northern Rose, and in 5th place races 3 Dons on the outside of Leasy Lindsay. A little bit wide early on as they spin the bend is Nay, who's having to take the scenic route early on to go forward here, very wide on the course, with Sindri, and then towards the inside tying the knot, and the slow starters, Kitten's Dream, and Prince Abu towards the back of the field in company with the other grey Shadowfax, who's 3 from the tail. Well, Nay's had to work pretty hard here. Early on, has circled the field, having not been the best away, but is intent on going forward, and Nay goes right round the outside to come through and join Stolen Encounter as they head up the straight for the first time. Racing in 3rd is Zephlyn in the blue colours, who races on the outer of Young Endless on the running rail. They're the nose-banded horses side by side. 5th for Northern Rose, just ahead of Leasy Lindsay, then behind these 3 Dons. Sindri comes next from Tying the Knot, who already is being pushed along, and then behind these Kitten's Dream on the outside of Shadowfax, and Prince Abu is last of all. Well, Stolen Encounter wasn't prepared to let Nay go by, and the two of them have picked up the pace. There's a neck between them with the circuit to travel. Zephlyn on the outside of Young Endless as the pace is lifted. Northern Rose races on the outer of Leasy Lindsay as they turn away. 3 Dons races in 7th place, just ahead of the pushed along Tying the Knot, and then Sindri as the field do begin to stretch out here. Shadowfax in company with Kitten's Dream, and still last of all is Prince Abu. So just trying to get a slight pause in proceedings here, Stolen Encounter, but being kept honest by Nay on the outside. In 3rd place is Zephlyn, who races on the outer of Young Endless. Behind these Leasy Lindsay, who is in 5th place at this stage as they take the turn on the inner of Northern Rose, and we're now passing halfway and entering now the final 7 furlongs or so. 3 Dons races in about a 7th place at this stage. A few just still being pushed along towards the inside. Tying the Knot's been flat to the boards for a while. Sindri, and despite being right at the back, Prince Abu is actually going a little bit better than a few around, but is an awful long way off the pace at this stage, but still just waiting a dozen lengths behind the leaders. And there's been an all change up front as Zephlyn moves forward and is a new challenger for Stolen Encounter. Nay is now back in 3rd place with 3 Dons as several make ground from the tail of the field. Kitten's Dream's one of those, right round the outside with Sindri. Still waiting in the wings is Prince Abu, going up the inside where there is some traffic, as out in front Stolen Encounter and Zephlyn, with Nay back in 3rd place on the outer of Young Endless, who's pushed along. Went an honest gallop here. 3 Dons comes next ahead of Northern Rose, but the front half of the field is still getting away. Prince Abu now is making a move into 7th place on the inside of Tying the Knot as they make the turn for home. Zephlyn has the lead, taken over from Stolen Encounter. Then behind these is Nay in the striped colours. Then towards the inside and battling on Stolen Encounter. Young Endless is there with every chance as well. Trying to come from the back is 3 Dons as they make their progress now with 2 furlongs to go. Zephlyn in the pale blue, the right-hand side, Young Endless. Nay, to his credit, is keeping on, having had a tough trip early on. And then behind these 3 Dons who's plugging on. Zephlyn it is who has the advantage for Jason Hart and Ewan Willans. A couple of lengths to the good over Young Endless in 2nd. Then Nay, who's being pressed for 3rd by 3 Dons. But up towards the line, it is success in the last for Zephlyn. The good run of form continues. In 2nd, Young Endless. Racing in 3rd was Nay from 3 Dons. Then Northern Rose, and Prince Abu plugged on to eventually finish in 6th place.